Get the money. Queens get the money. Queens get the money. Queens get the money, yeah. I'ma knock it out the park with this one. I'ma knock it out the park with this one, yeah. I'ma knock it out the park with this one. Queens get the money. Queens get the money.
Queens get the money. Welcome in. I am Barry Grant Jr. That is Tom Greer in the middle, and that is the silent assassin all the way to the right. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Doing okay. Could be doing better, but doing okay.
I am not doing well at all.
I know.
I'm not doing well at all. Listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I am drinking early, okay? I am drinking early because I need to numb the pain, okay? Now, you guys can be able to, listen to the show on Apple Podcasts. We're all on that stuff. But man, has it been a rough week. Losers of 7 straight. So we will go ahead and discuss that. We're also going to talk about all of the latest injuries that we have heard about. Jared Young, Polanco, both going on the IL. We got good news about Juan Soto, so that's good. We need some good news. Steve Cohen might have stepped in it accidentally. We'll discuss Carlos Mendoza, how people feel in regards to his job security. I don't believe his job is on the line right now, but people are still very, very passionate about what they feel in regards to the direction where the Mets are going. So where do you guys want to start?
I feel like we just have to rip the Band-Aid off and start with a 7-game losing streak because that's just painful.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? Nicole, you go first. I feel like you're going to be the more tapered.
Give it to the voice of reason.
Yeah, I mean, I texted you guys I wasn't expecting a sweep, especially from the Athletics this early in the season. Thinking about okay, maybe the Dodgers, potentially, but once that happened with the A's, and then now the Dodgers, I'm like, oh, we could potentially get swept back to back. Obviously not a great start. I think we're 7-12 now.
7-11, I believe.
7-11.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just really, really hard to watch, and kind of my excitement definitely has dropped tremendously, and I'm kind of now I think I remember earlier when we started filming, I'm like, I'm not going to get my hopes up. Even though this team is a playoff caliber team, I'm still not going to get my hopes up. And then now I'm like, I feel a little bit good about that because I still have that in the back of my mind. We never know what can happen. But I don't know. It's not the team that we kind of saw in spring training with relationship-wise. I feel like we were so high on that, this is a team relationship-wise where they're really close and getting along well, but on the field, they just don't seem to kind of be clicking as of now, and kind of still need to get familiar with each other. I know with Lindor, obviously, he had some time missed in spring training, so he kind of has to communicate better with, some of the infield players, and that he had that was it the Athletics series, kind of that misplay didn't cover the base with Simeon. And I don't, I guess Steve Cohen's message did give me some sort of hope. I mean, clearly, we'll talk about it, but with Mendoza, I thought kind of he was pretty much, after this series, probably not making it back home to Citi Field. But, after that message, I'm pretty sure that the Mets are going to be sticking with him, at least for the, near, future. So yeah, it's definitely a hard watch right now, and but again, we'll talk about it, but with Soto potentially coming back relatively, and not that long, then definitely more excitement with that.
Yeah. Tom?
Yeah, I feel almost exactly the same, except like I don't want to like, I know I keep saying that it's only April, and I don't want that to come off as I'm not upset at what's happening.
You're dismissing us.
I don't want that to come off as like I'm not upset with what's happening, because I am. I'm just acknowledging the fact that, like, I totally understand that we don't want to talk about 2024 as much. I will talk about 2015. I'll talk about like a lot of years where the Mets had productive seasons. You can point to them having struggling starts. You know what I mean? All I want to say when I say it's only April is that it really is only April. Like, this sucks right now. That doesn't mean things can't get turned around, especially with the current situation in the NL East. It doesn't look amazing. Like, it's not a murderer's row of a division.
Not yet.
Not yet, but we still got time, and I still do have faith that a lot of these guys that are in this lineup, that are on this team, are going to play to the back of their baseball cards, because that's typically what happens when you have a team full of really good players. But it is really disheartening when you see Nolan McLean Nolan McLean, Freddie Peralta, and all of these good starts getting the Jacob deGrom treatment, and nobody hits for them. And Nicole, you hit it right on the head. I saw a team in spring training that looked like they were having fun, and nobody likes losing, and losing is not fun. But I see a lot of the same vibes that I saw last year, where it's just guys that look like they're going through the motions and are just like miserable playing baseball. It hurt me a little bit that I was just doom scrolling on TikTok. And no, actually I wasn't. My cousin sent it to me. It was the video of do you guys remember when Lindor was getting interviewed at the end of the series against the Brewers, and like he couldn't wait to rip the headset off and go run and celebrate with his team?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah,
like, what happened to that? Because that team was the team we had last year. Wasn't even the same vibe. This year, obviously very different. What happened between 2024 to now that totally ripped this team to pieces, and we don't see that excited energy that we used to? Maybe winning is the thing that'll fix that. Maybe if the bats can get hot and they could start striking, like cracking out some wins, maybe that will change the vibes. But like, I just don't understand what happened between 2024 and right now.
I can tell you. I can definitely tell you. And I loved everything that you said and what Nicole said. But I can tell you what it was. Expectations. Expectations brings added pressure. Like, let's just really step back and talk about what we're talking about right now. We're talking about a 7-11 team, and you would think that they're like 40 games under 500.
Yeah,
how we feel, right? And the reason behind that is because since last June, the Mets have played under 500 ball for over 100 games now. That's why you feel that way. That's why Lindor looks that way. That's why everybody else that has been here looks that way, because it's like, yo, we are like in a major funk, and it's not just a 20-game sample size. It's concerning now. Like, you're literally going on a full season of playing underwhelming baseball. That weighs on everybody. And for a guy like Lindor that carries the weight of this city on his shoulders, he's not the captain, but he is the captain, right? So for him, he's the guy that's always going to get interviewed. He's the guy that always has to put the face on. He's the guy that no matter if he's 3 for 3 or 0 for 3, he has to be up there and give the speech, right? He has to give the rah-rah speech. He has to make sure that he keeps everything level. That's his job. it's a hard job to have, especially when you have to have those reporters in your face, 100 cameras in your face, all these phones in your face, and you're losing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they look that way.
I totally agree. I'm right there with you.
It's tough, man.
It really just bugs me because I definitely saw a team that, at least in spring training, that looked like that they were maybe we were expecting too much when we were expecting an offense better than what we saw last year. But I saw an offense that was better than what we're getting right now. I'm seeing a lot of uncompetitive at bats, soft contact, ground balls to the infield, like shallow pop flies. I will give you, like, Alvarez has had a few, Lindor has had a few. Beatty's had a couple where they're just knocking the cover off the ball. It's just not carrying. They're hitting it right to an outfielder. But for the most part, it's a lot of just like nothing. Like that Athletic series. I was there. I think it was the last game of the series. It was Sunday, and the ninth inning came, and like, as positive as I like to be, I was like, it's over. Like it was 1, 2, 3, just dribblers to the infield, just immediately done.
Yeah, based on what you've seen, how can you think otherwise? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you've seen you saw a lifeless team in that A series, lifeless,
dead, and it's so infuriating because I know that a lot of, like, I don't know about Vientos. It was nice to see what he did in San Fran. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about Brett Beatty. Because he's streaky as hell. Like, I'm getting tired of the Beatty Vientos conversation because, like, how often are we going to have it? Because neither one of them get on.
Neither one of them right now look like everyday players.
No, they don't. Lindor, it really sucks, and I hate seeing him go through it simply because I know I don't know how much he really listens to it, but I know he hears it from everybody. He's a slow starter. I'm used to this. Bo Bichette is killing me because I feel like this is a guy that's not supposed to strike out as much as he's striking out, and he is swinging at some bad pitches, like real bad pitches.
Hey, here's the silver lining that I'll put out there for us, right? Let's go ahead and just kind of think about this a little differently. Let's take another angle at this. Bo Bichette played his entire career in the American League. It's new pitching. It's new everything for him, right? He's trying to learn a new position. You're in New York. There's a lot of pressure there. So he might need a little bit more time to be able to figure that out. Cool. Let's talk about Jorge Polanco. I think he spent the majority of his career in the American League, correct?
Yeah.
There's an adjustment there. Right.
The thing is, though, I would agree with you more if we were talking American League, National League, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, now everybody plays everybody. Like, there really is no huge difference between the leagues anymore.
What I'm saying is that there's different pitchers over here, right? There's different pitchers. Yeah. There's different things that you see, right? So it takes time to adjust. I mean, look. We saw Juan Soto go from American League to National League. Obviously, he's been bounced around a little bit, but there's a slight adjustment period that you need to have where you're trying to see exactly what it is here. So you got to factor that in. Troy Snicker, right? New hitting coach. They have to start learning his philosophy too, right? There's a lot of things that are like new on this team. We literally gutted our team. We gutted our coaching staff. Mendy's the only one left from the coaching staff of last year, right? Which tells you something else as well. But, like, there's so much new here that I think we took all of that change for granted. Like, oh man, they made so much wholesale changes. It's great. Right? I can't believe that Stearns was able to pull this off. Well, that does come with an adjustment period.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to, like, give the neutral take there, because that could be it. But also too, we have to go ahead and talk about this. These are Major League Baseball players. We can't keep making excuses for these guys. you guys got to go out there and hit.
Mhm.
This is what you're paid to do. You're in New York. We don't have, as fans, we don't have to give you any leeway. We don't have to give you time. We don't have to give you patience. This is a fan base that is tired of losing. Since Cohen has owned this team, we have looked good once. And I'm not even talking about 2024. I'm talking about when we won over 100 games and we thought we were going to be good, right? And then it fell flat. That team felt like a World Series team. But you had Billy Epler that did not do what he needed to do at the deadline to be able to push this team over the hump, right? That still burns me. 2015 doesn't burn me because, okay, cool, we lost the World Series. But 2022 felt like that was our year. It just felt like it.
It was the closest to 2020.
Right.
It was the closest to 2006 I think I've ever felt.
From first game, that team was rocking. It just felt different that year. And for that year to end the way it did, like really and truly, in my opinion, I don't think that we've recovered yet from that. Like I understand the 2024 run was great. The oh my God was great, but it was a moment in time, right? Because if you take the whole year in totality, it was a struggle, right? We didn't dominate the entire year. We dominated the second half of the year. 2022, we dominated that damn year.
Yeah.
Outside of September. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That year was a total domination. And we felt good as fans. We felt confident about that team. We have not recovered from that. And I feel bad for guys like Mendy. I feel bad for guys like Soto. I feel bad for guys that are now here that are trying to build this thing back up when there's so much tension in the fan base. We want a winner. And we don't care if it's 18 games. We don't care if it's 5 games. We don't care if it's 50 games. We want to see a good product on the field. And right now, we're not having that. And that's why Met fans feel that way. Like, Met fans are like, any Met fan or any person that's telling a Met fan to calm the fuck down does not understand the fan base. Every Met fan should feel the way they want to feel right now. Feel the way you want to feel. If you're frustrated, get it out. If you want to say whatever you want to say, get it out, because I understand where the frustration comes from. It's not these 18 games. It's a totality of what you've seen over the last years. That's what the frustration is coming from, is that you finally have an owner that's willing to spend big money, and shouts to Steve Cohen. He's done a great job with trying to give us a winner, but it still hasn't materialized, and we are fed up. That's all it is.
Agreed.
And that's what's going on right now, is that people are just fed up. And I understand it. I get it. You know, we got a comment here. Joe Saturn, he said, we need another legit bat. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. We don't know who that legit bat is going to be, but maybe these guys just need to wake up. If they do wake up, maybe we don't need another legit bat. I don't even know. I can't even tell you what it is right now. Go ahead, Tom.
I know who the legit bat is.
Good.
Juan Soto. I mean, he's been gone for so long at this point. Right. You know what I mean?
Think about it. They won 4 straight games when he got on the IL. They've lost every game since.
It matters. Like that matters. You know, like having an impact bat like him in this lineup lengthens it out and matters.
Listen, having a guy that gets on base 2 to 4 times a game, it matters.
Yeah, it does. It helps everybody out, and he can't get back soon enough. And I want to stop taking all of this time from Nicole, because I feel like she sat there and
listen. You know, I had to get that off, but go ahead, Nicole.
No, like even like literally the next day, like when he wasn't in the lineup, I looked at him like, oh, like this lineup don't look as good. Like it
looks
ugly
don't
look
now. Like really?
Yeah, like it just looks weird. But I remember like those few first games where they won. I remember the comments like, "Oh, we don't need Juan Soto. Like we don't need. We can win without him." And then abysmal ever since then. But it's just like, even talking to my family too. It's just like this team has no fight. They got no heart. It's just they go up there and they swing like the bottom of the ninth last night.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
3 strikeouts. I'm like, why are you swinging at the first pitch when you're down a run? You got to kind of get someone on base and go for it.
Yeah.
Just swinging at absolute garbage, and especially Bo Bichette. I think I talked about it last week, 2 weeks ago. Like he's just swing away,
Lost.
like yeah. So it is obviously concerning. It's a whole kind of offense. It's what was it, like 4 out of the past 5 games, whatever, it was like shutout games. It's like that literally looks impossible. Like seems impossible. Like when you look at this team, like how that even happen? But just being at like the bottom of the league in runs and OPS and all that stuff is just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So especially with the hitting coach coming from the Astros, like the Astros always seem to hit. So it's like, it's not translating here. So that obviously has to get figured out as soon as possible.
Peter Bishop says that Alvarez at bat was one of the worst I've ever seen. They didn't throw him anything close to a strike. Yeah, that's just where they are right now.
And 100%. I don't even want to get on Alvarez too much either, just because he's been the guy that's been going. Like he's surprisingly enough, he's been the guy he's been the most consistent bat in the lineup since
that should bat higher.
Yeah, I think he was 5th yesterday.
That leave him there.
Yeah, but Barry, I honestly through if you guys listening can see our group chat, you would have no idea that Barry said what he said that I think is the most insightful thing that we've heard this entire show, was that the Mets overhaul. I honestly can't believe you said this. The Mets overhauled everything, and it's going to take more time for this team to gel and get together. And I totally 100% agree with you that maybe the beginning of this season is almost an extended spring training for a lot of these guys, especially like what Nicole said in the beginning, that Lindor didn't have a full spring training at all. And that's why, again, that's why I always fall back on it's April. Like, this is really frustrating, and we just want to be entertained. We want to watch really good baseball. You're right. All of us Mets fans are just riddled with generational trauma because all we have is bad baseball. So the second things go bad, you think everything's going to go bad, and it's going to stay bad. That's not where the Mets are right now. Yes, it sucks. But again, I'm looking at April 15th, and this season ends at the end of September. And I can tell you that it sucks right now, but I would not be shocked if we're sitting here in May and forgetting all about this.
Right.
Just forgetting that the season started out this way and being like, okay, that happened, but look at where we are now, because I do believe that a lot of these guys they are going to play to the back of their baseball cards. I'm so tired of everybody bitching about Francisco Lindor. How many times does this guy have to get off to a slow start and pick it up for you to realize that's the type of player he is? And guess what? That dude should have won an MVP with that kind of work ethic. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for Shohei Ohtani bullshitting his way,
having an out-of-worldly year.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't even play. Yeah, I mean, but he just hits and doesn't pitch every day. So you know what I mean? Like Lindor should have won that MVP. I'm not arguing, but it's just, it sucks. I totally understand. 7-game losing streak is never good, but I'm sitting down watching them play right this minute, and hopefully that losing streak ends today.
Yeah, I mean, listen, again, I don't want to make any Met fan feel like their frustrations are not valid. Feel it, go through it, like express it, but let's also realize that there's a lot of baseball left, right? And we have to focus on that. Like, it may not turn around, and then changes are going to have to happen at that point, but there is a possibility that it can turn around. So new team, new situations, guys are feeling the crunch already. Like, holy shit, this is New York. Like, this is real. But, we'll see. We have another comment here about Peter Bishop. I think part of the problem was that they start such a high with the opening series, and it took us completely to the I mean, that's with a new team, you start off that way. You have some good runs in the first series. You tend to set an expectation, right? You didn't think that the bottom was going to fall out this quickly, this early, right? So that's, I think a lot of Met fans are just in shock, right?
Yeah.
But
Understandable.
Yeah, understandable. So I mean, look, let's just go ahead and just segue into, is Carlos Mendoza's job really, is he in the hot seat? Because, you know, I saw Will Salmon's article today from, you know, in the Athletic, saying that his job is not in jeopardy. You know, anybody that's even saying that, even remotely talking about that right now in April, is just asinine. But so I understand that side of it. But there's another side of this that I mentioned it earlier. The record since June 1st is 54-68. Let's drink that in. 54-68. Do you know another stat that I can give you since June 1st? And you probably will not believe me if I told you. You know how many 7-game losing streaks they've had in that stretch?
How many?
4. That is a problem.
Yeah.
You can be able to have losing streaks, but 4 of them since the middle of June it tells a different story to me. And I'm going to lay this out for you guys, and then we can have a conversation. Carlos Mendoza is the only coach left on his staff. He has a brand new coach. He has a brand new coaching staff. 14 games on the 500. The team looks and feels like the team that we saw last year in the second half. Different players, right? There's some holdovers from last year, but there's a core of guys that are here that haven't been here, but yet they're still feeling that same pressure from last year. Why? The question is why? I've talked about this. Me and Tom have talked about this in our group chat. We get very emotional, especially me, because I'm crazy. But there is a thing in basketball, in football. I don't know how much it plays in baseball, but it has to. Your coaches get you prepared to play games. They have to motivate you. They got to make sure that they're tapping in. They got to make sure that the game plan is sound. They got to make sure that everything, like synergy-wise, is working. It's what a manager's job is. It's what a coach's job is. There's a disconnect for me watching Carlos Mendoza manage this team. And it's not just 2025. There was a disconnect in 2024 as well. I understand that he was new. You need time. They went on the run, but a lot of that run was just great hitting. And he still had his bullpen issues, but they were just so hot that nobody could beat the Mets in the second half. We were the runaway train that nobody can stop, right? So that, yeah, the manager is going to get some credit for that because he's the top of the helm, right? He's leading the pack. But you can, and I always say this, right? You can be able to see holes even when you're winning. And the sad part about Mendoza is that I don't see how a guy like him can be able to motivate guys when they're struggling. When you're hot, Mendoza's good. You can be able to set him out there. You can do the uniform stuff and go about your business. But when guys are struggling and the team is not playing well, what is the message that's landing for Carlos Mendoza? Because me on my couch or me on this podcast or me in the ballpark, I don't see it. And I'm not the only person that says that. You had Pedro Martinez say, you don't think that there's other players that know this? There's something here. I'm telling you, you're not going to fire a guy in April. Of course not. But he's not going to get a long leash. If the Mets end up going 15 games on the 500, Carlos Mendoza will not be here. I don't care how early it is. He's not going to be here. Because at the end of the day, what's gonna end up happening is that Steve Cohen is gonna look at David Stearns and say, "That's your man. That's your man. So if I can't fire you, you better go fire him." And that's what's gonna happen. And maybe it needs to happen because sometimes somebody's voice gets stale. Sometimes you need somebody to say, you guys need to wake the fuck up. You guys are baseball players and you guys are just we need to be uncomfortable. Maybe you guys are just too comfortable. And a manager that doesn't have the great motivational tactic makes guys comfortable even when they're struggling. Then nobody should be comfortable on this team. If your name is not Juan Soto or Francisco Lindor, no one should be comfortable. No one.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my problem. Whoever wants to take it, go ahead.
You go, Nicole. There you go. Okay. Yeah, no, you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, honestly, his whole tenure here, like, he's been pretty mid. Besides, like, literally right when, JD Martinez and Jose Iglesias came, that's when kind of things kind of to shift, record wise and on the field and all that stuff. We did get a little insight, like, obviously during the playoff run where the cameras were in the locker room during celebrations, and he looked like he was having fun with the guys and all that stuff, but like I was telling you guys, it just seems too nice, and you have to kind of have that more of that boss kind of mentality. Like, hey, you want to like your boss, you want to get along with your boss, but there comes a time where you have to have kind of like that respect that there could be a blow up situation, especially if things are not going the way that they should be going.
Yep.
And I don't know, I feel like he just needs help. Like I feel like he's not in the right role as a manager. Maybe another piece of the coaching staff, but just with his mentality and what I've seen, he's too easygoing just from what we've seen. Whenever he gets questioned by the media, it's always, well, we have talent here, they just have to get right. Like, clearly you're talented, you're a Major League Baseball player, and
right.
This team is, the payroll is huge, like, but for these guys not playing, like, they're worth $30-40 million a year, that kind of goes back on clearly on the manager and be like, what's going on actually in the locker room? Like, how are you telling guys to approach the games every day and communicating with them? Like, what's not clicking? And it's been like that now for literally two and a half years, honestly. Yeah. So I don't know. We talked about it. We all like Mendoza, but I don't know if the manager role is kind of for him. I know he was with the bench coach for the Yankees previously, and has experience with that. But I don't know. I think he kind of has to kind of get more strict and be able to kind of put his foot down and be that guy that kind of starts to kind of raise his voice sometimes in the locker room. But what do we know? What's going on back there? But yeah.
I think that's the problem is, and I just really want to get to this real fast. Elvin, shop discount, get discount results, discount Dave Logic. He didn't shop discount. They spent a lot of money this year. Right. I don't know. No, I respect you, respect your opinions. I don't know what that means because they spent a lot of money on this team. That should be playing better. But I kind of I guess the reason that I don't get so hard on Mendy is because I did it when we were in our group chat. We were arguing about it all last week, and I went and I looked at all of the managers throughout Major League Baseball, and there's only a couple that I would consider like elite managers. I would consider Dave Roberts one, but he manages in a super team, so I don't know how much Dave Roberts is a good manager or he's just playing with some otherworldly players. And then like Terry Francona. Like everybody else to me seems kind of mid. So I was like, okay, if everybody else seems like kind of mid and baseball is kind of this like hybrid, like manager front office kind of running the team kind of thing. Like we always keep hearing how the manager doesn't mean as much as it used to. So I'm like, how much does Mendy actually matter? And I will give you even in 2024, when the Mets were on the roll and Mendy looked like he was making all the right decisions, I mean, that team didn't really turn around until JD and Iglesias got here. So so I do think it does matter that Mendy is having a hard time manage this whole locker room. So
Right.
I will kind of concede to that. And I will say this, I said before we started recording, I'm going to say something that's going to surprise you.
Yeah.
I have never really been that hard on Carlos Mendoza. Like I said, mainly because I don't value the managerial position as much anymore. Carlos Mendoza has been saying the same thing all year. I think in game 1 or 2 of this Dodger series, he said it again. And it was that, I'm paraphrasing, that we have some good players. It's a bad swing. We just got to keep pressing and keep going. Like they said, basically saying they have to play through it.
He's been saying the same thing since last year.
This was the first time that, to me, it sounded like I was listening to Louis Rojas, where Louis would come on and he would stand, even though they were losing and looking bad doing it, he would stick by his convictions and just trot the same team out there day in and day out. And just he would basically say he's following the game plan. Like he's following what the stat guys told him. This is how we got to play. This is what we're going to do. And this week was the first time that I heard Mendy and I was like, oh, I feel like this guy's going to be third base coach for the Yankees in a year or two.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like that's my feeling. Like I just think that when they do make that decision to move on from him, it's going to be a while until he gets another job, just because he has really just looked like somebody who's just sitting there. And you don't feel like you have somebody who has a handle of being able to help stop skids. Like I always think about Terry, you know what I mean? I think about Bobby. I think about the guys that I know that can be able to, like, if all right, let's just switch gears. If they do make a change, the 2 guys that I want, it's either give me Carlos Beltran, because that should have happened before until, the scandal happened, right? Give me Beltran, or give me Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi would get this team where it needs to be. I think Joe Girardi is the type of manager, might not be for a long period of time, but he can be able to get what he needs out of these players to be able to get to where they got to go. I am an old school guy. I like disciplinarians. I like guys that can be able to hold players accountable. I don't give a damn how much money you're making. If you're not playing well, you're going to have a seat. Like, that's the way it has to go, because that's baseball. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes.
In that, who is somebody that if they're not playing well, Mendy won't, outside of Francisco Lindor? Because I understand that maybe he should have taken a seat a game or 2, but I kind of like, Nicole, what you said earlier, that Lindor didn't get a full spring training, so I would rather him play it out and get through all of these lumps now rather than take a seat.
Yeah.
I know that he's not that type of player. He's not a guy that's going to want to take a seat. But I feel like for the most part, if somebody's not producing, Mendy does replace him. Like Vientos has been in and out of the lineup. Jared Young has been taking some of his at-bats. I know you hate it, but like all Mendy can do is play the guys that he has. And I feel like he's been doing that. The only issue is the guys haven't been clicking. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and what does that say? The product on the field is discount. Believe what you want. This is what his first comment said. Product plays like discount players. You discount results. Who cares how much discount Davis paid the players? Get past that BS. Look at the product on the field. It's discount performance. It's just calling it this.
I will concede to what he's saying a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they did spend money, right? But he did leave some holes on this team where he wanted to have like his fringe guys. And I think that David Stearns type of mentality of having his fringe guys, like if you want to have one spot that's a fringe spot, fine. Right? But when you start having 3 or 4 spots that are now turning into fringe spots, that is now a concern. Right? That's a problem.
What do we consider David Stearns' fringe spots?
Bullpen.
But the bullpen's been good.
Right, but you got some fringe spots in that bullpen.
That's true, but of the things that I'm going to complain about with the Mets, the bullpen's not one of them.
Yeah, but look what had to happen. He had to DFA guys early because he had too many fringe spots. Is what I'm saying.
That's fine, but even with those DFAs, I'm not upset about the bullpen. Sure, Luke Weaver's had a couple of bad outings, but relievers are going to have bad outings.
No,
What
I'm saying is that if you go out there and go get quality guys for all of your we had this discussion before, right? I would rather you go get 14 quality arms and have one fringe spot than have 3 or 4 fringe spots that end up working out. Same thing with the bench, right? I am not a Jared Young fan. I don't believe that Jared Young should have been on this team. He with the at-bats that he's gotten, he's done pretty well in the 20 at-bats. But I still don't believe that he should be on this team, being able to get as much spots as he was getting. I look at that as somebody, you mean to tell me that out of all the baseball players that were free agents, you chose to rest on Jared Young as a guy that you wanted on your bench. That's why guys like the dude right here, Solano, was saying that discount Dave. I understand that sentiment because, okay, cool. You're spending all this money, but did you spend money like smartly? You didn't really get us a first baseman. You got a guy that you think can play first base. Now we don't have a first baseman, right? So I understand the frustration in regards to people are looking at David Stearns like, okay, you're spending money, but are you spending money wisely? And are you doing the right things to be able to have this team have balance?
But I agree. And right now it does not look like that. I will totally agree with you. But I think, again, that's why we got to see how this all plays out. Because, again, I agree with you. Maybe it sucked going into the season with the fringe spots in the bullpen. The bullpen's worked. I'm not going to complain about it one bit. Sure, there's the couple of bad outings. That happens with every bullpen in the majors. The Mets relievers, for the first time, I'm not crazy worried about the bullpen. Jared Young, if Juan Soto doesn't get hurt, we probably barely know who Jared Young is. You know what I mean? Like he's just a, now he's not because he's hurt, but he's just a bench guy. Every team has a guy on the bench that you don't necessarily believe in. You don't want to see him getting a lot of playing time, but he gets it anyway because he has to. I don't know. Do we consider Bo Bichette a fringe spot because he hasn't played third base a whole bunch?
No, I wouldn't say he's a fringe spot.
I'm not
a superstar player.
I'll give you maybe Jorge Polanco, but guess what? Mark Vientos is turning. He might not be able to hit right now. He's turning out to be an okay first baseman.
If he can't hit, he needs to go to Mars. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but like
I don't want to defend necessarily what we're seeing on the field because it's really bad. I
would say that Carson Bench to me is a fringe spot. Right?
Okay.
Like
I can believe that.
He's a kid that has potential, but if we had better players out there, like say we would have signed somebody else, right? Carson Bench is not even a conversation.
But who is that, though? Because the only other option really was Kyle Tucker, and Kyle Tucker wasn't coming here.
I would have took Austin Hayes over Carson Bench at a 1 year spot to be able to give him more time down there. Give me Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes. Give me that's all I'm saying is that you're signing a guy that has professional experience that you can still be able to give Carson Bench a chance to be able to develop in AAA. And then when Carson Bench is ready, you can be able to flip Hayes to the bench and he will be just fine because he's a guy that can be able to do either or. You understand what I'm saying? Like I understand. Listen, the Talkman injury messed up everything.
Screwed him,
because Talkman was gonna be that guy. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand that. That's why I can't blame Stearns too much. But fans, again, can be able to react the way they want to react. It's frustration. They're tired of seeing certain things, and I understand it. So shouts to you guys, my man. Like he said right there, he said, no disrespect to you guys, love your show, but this team is getting to me too much talent, no real focus. Yeah. Listen, it's 18 games. You're frustrated. We are feeling the frustration right with you. Trust me. Metropolitan Report. This team is trending in the worst direction too early. It looks that way, but I am not going to say that they are because look, they're playing a a bulldozing team in the Dodgers, but sometimes being punched in the face by a team that's clearly better than you will make you wake up the next morning and say, all right, enough. Like, you know what I mean? Enough. Like, we know how much better that team is than us. We now got to wake up, because for us to get on any type of level that they're on, we have to step it up. So sometimes getting punched like this wakes you up. So let's see what happens. Let's see what they do after this Dodgers series. Let's see what they do.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do. Let's go ahead and go talk about poor Steve Cohen. What did you guys think about the comments? So we'll put it up here. And he says, nobody likes to lose, but I saw some green shoots tonight. No offense. Oh, excuse me. On offense, Lindor had 2 hits, including a home run. Bichette got a double, hitting to the left field as opposed to recently being right field prone. Benj got a solid hit. Soto started his running progression today. Simeon hit a shot that might have been a home run in a warmer night. Nolan McLean, yes. So what do you guys think of that? Because when Nicole posted this in the chat, I was like, yeah, all right, I like that. That's fine. It's a good way to be able to try to like calm the waters. But I'm sorry to tell Steve Cohen this, but this is not the time. Like, this is the time to just kind of chill out and allow people to be who they are. Like, there's nothing worse, right? And you guys can attest to this just in your regular personal lives. If you're upset and somebody keeps telling you, calm down, you are like, don't fucking tell me to calm down. I need to get this out, because if I don't get it out, somebody's dying tonight. Let me get it out so I can be able to now be cool. But you telling me to calm down, don't try to like devalue my feelings. Like, I want to feel I'm upset. Let me be upset. And that's what Steve Cohen is doing to all Met fans right now, is that Met fans want to be upset. Let them be upset. It's okay. It's all right, because we are not going to stay there. But we all got to get it out. This episode right here is a venting session, because obviously good baseball is not being played. So we don't need to cover good baseball right now. This is a venting session because we have to get it out. We have to get it out. We are frustrated. We are beyond disappointed, and we just have to get it out. So for Steve Cohen to say this at this time, it falls on deaf ears, and he sounds tone deaf. And I know that he doesn't want to be, but sometimes you just got to stay silent, honestly. Cole?
Yeah, I agree. Like, obviously, clearly we all saw those positives in the game yesterday, and the whole Soto news. Like finally Lindor has his first home run. Maybe this is kind of
one of 2 players that didn't have an RBI. Huh?
Yeah.
Finally got one.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Finally cleared that battle, and then it's just, granted, they're going up against Yamamoto, so it was going to be a hard game regardless.
Yeah.
But it's so sad to kind of see Nolan McLean do what he did, and multiple games. He's been spectacular, and that's just kind of been a hard pill to swallow. So I don't know. It's just also too, I feel like, especially with the results of how this team is going, and then kind of what they did in the offseason, kind of rebuilding this team. I think, fans did have a lot of hope and like, okay, we trust you. And now we're not really seeing that pan out, at least in the moment. Also kind of too, definitely, I feel like hurts for the fans as well. And, because everyone's like, oh, well, I have faith and trust in Steve Cohen and what he thinks is right, and David Stearns and whatnot. But it's been a very rough start. And he also, too, Steve Cohen, not from us, but did get some heat over the whole free ticket, situation as well. So I know fans and people, are not very happy with him in the moment. But yeah, I think if we won that game, maybe you say a message, be like, okay, like you saw this, we have some hope, like we'll figure it out. But after another loss and 7 in a row, it's like I feel like you gotta hush it up and stay a little quiet at least until we get a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like it's a lose-lose for him regardless. Like if he just goes quiet and doesn't say anything, and then decides to tweet when everybody's winning, he'll still catch some flack because it's like, where were you?
Yeah.
Where were you when things were bad, man? Did you just turn the games off? Did you not watch? So look, I'm not gonna rag on him. Barry, you're right. It very much gives the telling me to calm down when I'm upset kind of thing. So I understand the heat that he's getting, but look, I mean, the dude's just trying to.
He's just trying to maintain positivity.
Exactly. He's just trying to put things into perspective because it is early. I'm going to say it until I'm going to say it until it's not. It is early. The Mets could get swept by the Dodgers as Clay gives up a 2-run home run right now. They could get swept by the Dodgers, and guess what? Doesn't matter. They can come back and be just fine as the season goes on.
With it.
You know? Like everybody's wearing 42, so I don't know. Oh, hi, Song Kim.
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 Yeah. So, look, could it go terribly? Sure. I'm going to err on the side of positivity and say that maybe these guys are actually going to turn it around. And Steve Cohen, all he's doing is trying to do that, but he's never, ever, ever going to have nice mentions, and people are never going to have nice things to say about him, winning or losing. It just does not matter.
That's the job, right? That is the job that you took on to be the Mets owner, that you are going to be abused and talked about and dragged through the coals. But we're all fans, and it's a big community. It's a very passionate community, and I just think that everybody wants to win. They just express themselves very differently.
Yeah, Metropolitan Report did ask a question, I think.
Yes, I saw that. So I want to go ahead and put that out there. So he says, question to you all: how do you feel about being musical chairs at first base? 18 games, 4 different first basemen. I mean, look, when you don't have a first baseman, you have to go ahead and experiment to see who actually can be able to play the position. And for right now, I think that Vientos has looked the best at first base outside of Brett Beatty, right? Brett Beatty can play, but they're not putting him there. So Vientos has done a good job. Is he going to be able to hit enough to be able to warrant staying there every time he plays? That's yet to be seen. But you have to go ahead and try to figure out what you have, because here's the thing. What people don't realize about what the Mets' plans are, if you don't know. David Stearns has his plans. That position is for Ryan Clifford. That's why he doesn't want to commit to somebody else long.
Oh. Did we lose him? I think we lost him for a second. I hope he knows. But I do know what he was saying. I'm so iffy on Ryan Clifford, though. I don't know if I like. He's not a Stearns. I'm gonna bring this up to him when he's not frozen anymore. But he's not a Stearns guy, so I don't know how much David Stearns really believes in him. And to really answer the question, I think it's gonna just kind of sort of come down to whoever starts hitting. I think that's the reason you're seeing a musical chairs at first base is because nobody can get right. Vientos can't get consistent. Polanco's dealing with his injury. And Beatty just, again, another really inconsistent bat. So maybe you'll see somebody take that time more often. Like if Vientos can be the San Francisco Vientos, if he can be the 2024 Vientos, maybe you see him get a little bit more consistent play, because I don't think he's looked all that bad. So I think that's really Metropolitan Report. I think that's really what it's going to come down to. Whichever one of these guys gets hot and starts producing, that's going to be your first baseman going forward, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Like I was really expecting a platoon situation anyway with Polanco, Vientos, and Beatty, just because of the just not having an actual first baseman. So whomever is producing is going to get that option to play.
I just thought too that it was just Polanco to me, just with his injury history. he always struck me as like you brought this guy in to play first base, sure, but he's probably going to DH for you most of the time because he's just not like I think that was one of the things they were talking about a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a couple of days ago even. They were saying Polanco came here and he wants to play the field, like he wants to put a glove on and play. But it's like, dude, if you can't stay healthy, you're going to sit on the bench and you're going to swing a bat when we tell you to swing a bat, you know? So, yeah, Metropolitan Report, I think really what it's going to come down to is whichever one of these guys starts producing, that's when the musical chairs kind of sort of stops a little bit. I am curious on the Ryan Clifford thing, though. I don't know. I feel like Joe Saturn, I know you said he's a few years away. Maybe I'm wrong if you can tell me. I feel like Ryan Clifford strikes out a lot. I know that's just baseball now. But I feel like Clifford strikes out a lot. I don't know. Barry's not back from the void yet. I don't know.
Was it the Verlander trade he came over in that or no? Or he was
drafted? Yeah, he was a part of the Verlander trade. We got him from he was one of the guys we got from Houston in the Verlander trade. I mean, I think he showed a little bit in spring training, but again, he does feel like he's like another year or two away. I don't know if maybe you see him in September. This team, what does it say? Metropolitan Report. This team has no heart. I agree with you. Right now, this team has no heart. Right now, this team just looks like they're going through the motions and just trying to exist in this like abysmal losing streak that they're in the midst of. But I mean, again, like. I know Barry would hate it if I said this to him right now. I remember 2024 and nobody being in the stadium early on, and everybody thought this season was dead. And look at what happened. It turned around on a dime. 2015, that team was dead. We thought that team was dead going into the goddamn trade deadline. Cespedes comes here, hits a home run every day. Oh my God, we're in the World Series. So like to just give up on a season in April is just crazy. I can't pull up. Metropolitan Report, I apologize. I don't have the power to pull up your comment, but I will read it. Unpopular take. Chris Suero played a little first during spring as well as a catcher and outfield, following him closely. I was impressed with what he did in the Grapefruit League. I agree with you. Tony was on at the start of the season, and he was the guy that he highlighted. I've been getting a lot of clips from him on Twitter. I think he looks really good. He seems like a good, like high energy guy and can play. He fits David Stearns. David Stearns is the king of I want position versatility. And if he can play catcher, outfield, first base, he literally fits the mold of what David Stearns is gonna want in a baseball player. So again, I don't think we see him this year, obviously. But I am totally I don't even think that's an unpopular take. I think that is a educated Met fan take that this guy is gonna be making an impact the second he gets a chance. Oh my God, Barry's not here. And MJ Melendez just hit a double. Oh my God, he would he'd be losing his mind right now. No, you're gonna say.
I was gonna say it is crazy now to see literally Melendez and then Tommy Pham hit back to back.
I know. Honest to God, like I want Tommy. So they obviously brought up Tommy Pham for this series. I kind of like, as much as I really enjoy Tyrone Taylor as a defensive player, I kind of just want to. If Luis Robert Jr. is not playing, I want to see more Tommy Pham. While Juan Soto's hurt, I want to see more Tommy Pham. I understand he's really old. I am tired of seeing Tyrone Taylor being automatic out. If Tommy Pham gets to that point, I will happily say kick him out of here. But right now, I just want to. Tommy Pham is a good like character guy, high energy guy. I want to see him. I want to see him just get some spots because I like we've said before, we need a little bit of shakeup in this lineup. As Barry is currently texting me. What did he say? Oh, he's having some modem issues, some internet modem issues. But oh my God, that's so goddamn funny. That is so, because guys, if you don't know, so me and Barry have gotten in arguments because like he hates that Jared Young is here, and he would say to call up MJ Melendez, and like I went and I looked at MJ Melendez's stats. They're not very good at all. And I'm like, dude, what he said to me today, he said a real major league player. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Because this man, I think last year hit 083. for the Kansas. I don't know how many games he was in, but 083 for the Kansas City. I think he's hitting like 230 or 210 this year in the minors. And Jared Young, at the very least, produced at this major league level. And then he goes and shoves it in my face and hits a double off of Ohtani. So I don't know. Maybe he's a spark.
It's funny. Yeah, I mean, he was like a top prospect coming up, and he never really obviously panned out for the Royals. And I guess there's potential there, but hasn't really shown much.
Well, he's gonna get the chance. He's gonna get the chance now because I'd imagine that he's gonna get a lot of playing time in the outfield, at least until Soto comes back.
Yeah.
I don't know if Melendez is if somebody can help me out. If Melendez is I don't think he's an outfield. I mean a center fielder, but I'd imagine maybe you see him in more if Luis Robert's not playing, because I know that they like to rest him a little bit. I don't know. Oh, damn it! Hooked it foul. God damn it. Well, if you guys have any other questions while we wait for Barry to come back to us, please hit us with some. We'd love to answer whatever we can. And I just like if you need a moment to just vent, if you need a moment to just like get it all out, please get it all out, because I mean, look, I'm here to tell you, and you're gonna hate for me to say it. I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says it is way too early to panic. Up here he comes. He's loading in. Are you watching the Met game right now?
Of course not.
You're not, really? Guess who just hit a double?
Ooh, Lindor?
Take a guess. Nope. Take a guess.
Simeon?
Nope. Take a
Uh,
guess. Who just hit a double that I would be this shocked that they hit a double?
You'd be shocked that they hit a double.
Yeah.
Bo Bichette.
Nope.
I'm running out of fucking
You
people.
love this.
Is my man Melendez?
It's your man Melendez.
Yeah! Yeah!
Literally, as soon as your feed cut out, he roped the dog. He's hopefully not about to get stranded on second, but
That's my guy, man. Listen, did you guys talk about Jared Young yet?
a little bit. Yeah. No, we talked about Jared Young a little bit. I was just saying how how he's not, and he should not be getting. I was just basically talking about how you and I were talking about how how you were saying that MJ Melendez is up here. I'm paraphrasing, but finally a real major league player, and I was saying, well, I mean, this guy hit 083 last year, and Jared Young at the very least contributed a little bit.
Yeah, he struggled a bit in the minors, but the thing is with Melendez, some guys, I don't know, man. It's just. I understand that spring training is not a very, very big sample size to be able to like know what a player is, but he just looked the part to me, right? And sometimes looking the part and being able to play competent defense in right field that he did, and he is a backup catcher, so there's value there. You know what I mean? There's value there. That's all I'm saying is that if you're gonna give Jared Young a shot, give this kid a shot and see what the hell happens. Because at the end of the day, like you never know what could be able to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he just hit a double off the best player on the planet.
Yeah. Did we score yet?
No, not yet. It's still runner on second, 2 outs. Lindor's up 2-2.
Oh, 2 outs. Okay, so he's gonna strike out. It's fine.
All right, well. You are so much more positive today than I thought you would ever be on a 7-game losing streak, to be honest with you.
Because I did enough venting in our group chat.
Nicole doesn't even have to be a referee tonight. Like,
yeah, I got it out. Because you're right. Like, listen, there's times where I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna be upset. But you are right. It is early, but at the same time, it's not, because you want guys to start having good habits. You have to start having good habits early so you can have good habits late. If you have bad habits early, you will still continue to have bad habits late. And that's all I'm saying.
Oh, damn it. Got ahead of it. So, all right, real quick. Also, I forgot. I wanted to get into this a little bit. So your top guy, like hypothetically speaking, in a crazy world, Mendoza got fired at the end of this series.
Armand joins the chat. What's up, Armand?
Welcome, Armand. Is your go-to Joe Girardi?
Like if
Mendy
they had to make a decision,
Mendy gets the Willie Randolph treatment, gets left in California.
Right.
Is Joe Girardi the top of your list?
It's Beltran for me.
Beltran? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with
because
that.
I think because he's in-house, They have a comfort level for him. He's worked his way up the organization, well liked, well respected, well received. I think Beltran is my guy. I think, and also too, I think that if you switch those guys, you know the difference between Beltran and Mendoza? Beltran played.
Yeah.
So the message is a lot different. I am taking advice, and this guy's telling me, listen, everything's going to be fine. I'm hearing that from a Hall of Famer rather than somebody who's just my man. No disrespect to Mendy, but it hits differently. Same thing with Joe Girardi, right? It hits differently.
Yeah.
It hits differently. So yes, so my first pick would be Beltran.
What about you, Nicole?
Yeah, that's when Barry and I were talking about it separately. That was like the first person I had said, I'm like, bring in Carlos Beltran to be that guy, because we did talk about it like with Joe Girardi, but like because he obviously his last managing year with Philly didn't pan out too great. But attitude wise, like he has everything. He kind of not afraid to kind of have the veins popping out of his head and neck, screaming and all that stuff. Like he could definitely turn a locker room and guys to be kind of hold them accountable and whatnot. But I would love to see Carlos kind of get his redemption arc as a manager and kind of come back, and he was so deserving of that role, and then that whole scandal happened and all that. But I really want to see him get a shot at least some point in his life to be a Mets manager.
Yeah, I think it would happen. It just the timing has to be right? Like it might not happen. Listen, if this continues to spiral and Stearns is not here, that's probably what it will happen. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I think Armand has it right. If Mendoza is fired, Kai Correa will get the job. Just like we talked about that before. That Kai Correa was brought in here as the bench coach for a reason.
Yeah,
for a reason. Like he was there in case of emergency, break glass. Like so. Did you guys talk about Juan Soto yet?
Not really. Not really, but can I chime in on the manager thing real quick?
Yeah.
Real quick. I'm with both of you. I would love it to be Carlos Beltran. I am a little weary because it makes me nervous when team greats come back to be guys in the front office or managers. Not even just a lot of pressure, but like I have very fond memories of Carlos Beltran. I love Carlos Beltran. I don't want to hate Carlos Beltran because it goes bad as a manager. You know what I mean? And that happens a lot. You know what I mean? You're basically taking that job to one day be fired.
You're hired to get fired. Absolutely.
Exactly. So I do think it'd end up being Kai Correa just because of the situation. I'm not as high on Joe Girardi, simply because I understand that he's an old school manager. I think a lot of the old school managerial stuff is kind of sort of dead. And Joe Girardi lost that Phillies team real fast. And this isn't like a young team that Joe Girardi can kind of sort of like mold. This is a team of like all veterans that might not necessarily take him seriously. You know what I mean? Like lost. But
maybe the old players would probably be a lot more receptive to his
Bryce wasn't. I think Schwarber was still there. A lot of guys like that. Do you remember what it was like for the Phillies when Joe Girardi was there at the end? Bad. Like the Phillies were terrible.
Well, terrible now. What's the difference to make?
Well, I mean, like Rob Thomas at least got them some kind of success over what Joe Girardi
and they ran his ass.
Yeah,
they ran his ass out of town too.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I am.
We are not gonna use the Phillies as comparison. They are garbage.
They are garbage. But I mean, like I said, Girardi got fired. They brought in another manager, and with the same team, they were like a completely different. It was completely different, So I would love Beltran, I think, but I do agree. I think it'd end up being Kai Correa if Mendy did get fired. But again, that's a conversation we'll have in hopefully we're not having it, but that's a conversation that if this continues, we'll have it like middle of May, maybe June.
Armand,
and Yachty, get that guy. I'm sorry.
Armand is cooking right now. I would take Yachty Molina. He tormented us, and now he needs to be the manager to save us. That's what he needs to do. Okay, Pujols. Don't know about Pujols, but I would put Beltran over Pujols. Mark DeRosa, I like Mark DeRosa. I like him a lot. Dusty, that's the one for me. Give me Dusty right now.
He's too old.
Dusty can be 100. He can be able to manage. He's great. Okay? That man gets teams to playoffs. You want to get to the playoffs, you hire Dusty Baker. You know that.
Nice catch by Luis Robert.
You know that.
I can't. I understand he's a Hall of Famer. He's a great person. I cannot in my life accept Yadier Molina in a Mets dugout. I hate that man with a burning passion. No.
Who do you hate more? Yadier Molina or Adam Wainwright? Because I hate Wainwright more. I'll tell you right now. I hate him more.
We're picking at scars right now. Probably Adam Wainwright, but I mean, like, I hate them both. Like, I can't stand Wainwright has had some messed up things to say. I guess Yachty hasn't said some, fucked up stuff. Yeah. But I fucking hate Yachty.
Yeah. It's a hate respect. That's what it is. It's a hate respect. So Soto looks like he's gonna come back.
Armand, that was amazing.
I hate Aaron Heilman more. Yes.
Yeah, I did too.
The 06 pain, it never goes away. Like, Met fans, listen, the goal, I'm sure you don't remember as much because you were younger, but that 06 team, the pain that we felt after that year. Go ask your brothers, go ask your father. Like that, out of any other year, the pain of 06 stays with Met fans like a tattoo. I
think the only team in my life that I remember 2000 a little bit because I was still pretty young. The only team that made me feel what 2006 is the 100-win team, but even then it didn't totally feel it because I was like, where the fuck did this come from? The 2024 vibes kind of brought it to me a little bit because of the magical run, but 2006 is like my pinnacle of like favorite Mets teams that I've ever watched in my life.
They were so good.
Carlos Beltran, Carlos Delgado, Jose.
You got Jose Valentin. You like that team was so good.
Paul LaDuca. Like there was power on the team. There was situational hitting, stolen bases, good pitching. Like they had everything. They had everything. Okay, we can't do this right now.
All right, let's move on.
We can't do this.
I can't do the pain. All right. Next week, it looks like Soto will be back. Now,
thankfully.
How do we feel about that? Do we feel that he should take more time because it is a hamstring issue and you don't necessarily you want to give a hamstring enough time to heal? We understand it was a mild strain, but at the end of the day, hamstrings can be very, very problematic. Soto's a big guy, and bigger guys tend to have, these hamstring injuries last a little longer. So the way the team is playing, I understand that we need him back to be able to balance out this lineup. But are we weighing, the season in regards to it might flare up again, or do you feel that we have to get him back? Doesn't matter. We'll take the risk. Like, or do you feel like they should kind of maybe give him another week?
What do you think, Nicole?
I want him to kind of be 100% to kind of, we can try and survive another week and get through it, but I would rather have him, because if they do turn around, obviously have him the remainder of the season and then the postseason if we get there and all that stuff, rather than kind of, feel like this is their saving grace and they need to rush him back just because they need to kind of win some games. Soto obviously is the best player on this team, but it takes everyone on the team to kind of win games. So he might not even be the difference maker. And who says like he's kind of rushed back potentially and then, does more damage. We obviously don't want that. So I would want him to be 100% not feeling anything. Everything looks good and he's good to go, rather than kind of potentially have a little bit, of feeling there and whatnot.
A part of me feels like Soto's not going to be on the field unless they believe he's ready to go. So if they have him in the lineup playing the field, not just DHing, I'm like, okay, then he's good to go. I'm not going to be.
However, they do concern me with their with their thinking because Polanco should have been on the DL.
That's true. I think the handling of Polanco and Soto are two completely different things. Like
that's true.
Soto means more to the Mets than Polanco does.
That's fine.
They understand that Juan Soto is like going to be a driving force on this team, and they're not going to mess with that. So I believe if Soto's playing, he's healthy, and he can't get back soon enough. And I agree with what Joe said. If you're really worried about it, DH him a couple of times if you have to, because whatever's going to keep him healthy. But no, if he's back next week, I will always have my worry because we're Mets fans. We're always going to worry about the bad stuff happening.
So all we do is worry.
It's all we do is worry. So, but if he's playing, I am. This Mets medical staff is not the medical staff from 10 years ago, where I'm worried about guys actually being hurt, playing hurt, like important guys actually playing hurt, and them not addressing that right. If Soto's playing, I believe the Mets say he's 100%.
Okay, that's fair. Thoughts about what who do we have after this? We have the Cubs, correct?
Yep.
Are we on the road?
Yep.
Boy, I'm not confident in us winning a game until next week.
That's bad.
I'm telling you, man. Like I just don't see it. I don't see it.
They have to wake up at some point. I can't like. I can't.
And the fact that we gotta see PCA. Do we have to see him? Huh?
Yeah.
It burdens me. The fact Baez, huh? We didn't even have him. We didn't even have him for that long. You trade PCA for him. Look at the man. Look at him.
Who made that trade?
Who you think?
I can't remember. Was it Billy?
I think it was Brody.
No, it wasn't Brody. No way.
I think it was Brody.
No, Brody traded Kelnick.
Or was it Epler? I don't think it was Epler, but maybe it might have been Epler. I don't know. Can somebody help me out in the chat? Who was that?
Zach Scott.
Scott. That was the drunk guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that got drunk. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. What's PCA's numbers looking like right now?
He's not according to Amon, PCA is not hitting right now.
Okay.
But yeah,
all right. So maybe we're not too worried.
If he's not hitting right now, that means he's gonna hit 4 home runs against the Mets in that series. I'm sorry. I'm still negative. You're right.
He's batting 239, 590 OPS, 17 hits.
I would take 590 OPS from Marcus Semien, right?
Oh yeah, me too. I would take anything from anybody at this point.
Oh my goodness, man. I can't. Did we cover everything?
I think we did.
I think so.
Oh, wait, no. I mean, I guess we have to wait until we see.
Yes.
We have to wait and see.
We almost missed it.
Yeah.
Now, there was something that broke on social media, and Met fans, I think you guys need to get behind this. I don't know if we have a picture, but if we don't, you know what? You guys go ahead and talk. I'm gonna see if I can be able to get the picture and put it up.
So I'm assuming this is what you're pulling up.
Yes.
As we know, the Mets love them some gimmicks. We had the OMG Mets, we had the Grimace Mets, we had the Hawk Tua Mets, we had all these Mets, we had all of these things. We got a post. I think somebody tweeted at Danhausen, WWE star, and said, and he's got this big gimmick where he curses everybody, and he's been cursing everybody around WWE for a while. And he was asked to lift the curse on the Mets, and he actually responded, and seems to have said that he's lifting the curse off the Mets. So I think we need to buy into this. Danhausen, come throw out the first pitch. These are the fun vibes that we need around Citi Field to liven this goddamn place up again, because it is just so doom and gloom. Like, I understand they're losing, but the Mets need these fun gimmicks. It's what inspires runs.
Listen, Danhausen is a fanhausen of the Mets. Okay, so let's make sure that we get Danhausen to uncurse the Mets and be able to have something. Could you imagine if Danhausen becomes the next Grimace for this team? I'd love it.
Oh, I'd love it.
Have him throw out the first pitch. Have Danhausen throw out the first pitch. Get him in here.
Do it when a division rival comes to town, or do it when the Dodgers come back to town, and have him like curse Ohtani or something.
Something.
How fun
I would love Danhausen to come here and and do something. There we go. Dude, make Danhausen save the Mets, please.
Like
I love that.
Like imagine he's who's the manager? Who's the manager for the Phillies right now?
Who is the manager for the Phillies?
Is it it's not Rob Thompson still?
Is it? Then they get.
No, this is as of 2025. They might have gotten rid of him. Philly. No, I think it's still Rob Thompson.
Yeah, he's still.
Okay, so let's imagine Danhausen's throwing out the first pitch. Mets Phillies when the Phillies first come to town, and they're going to exchange the lineup cards. And instead of Mendy exchanging the lineup card, it's Danhausen going over the ground rules, and then he just curses Rob Thompson like right at home plate. That'd be amazing.
Don't try to shake my hand. You are cursed.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So, shouts to Danhausen. We love him. And again, I just think as Met fans, we need to simmer down a little bit, right? We got it out, right? Let's continue to be able to express our frustrations as a community. We are all in this together. Any Met shows that are out there, let's go ahead and support, Tony Metro. Let's support Wardy. Anybody that's out there that has a Met show, let's go ahead and support, and let's go ahead and vent our frustrations. Let's go ahead and support each other in regards to how we feel this season, because we're going to need each other. We're going to need each other to be able to get through this. And, we have to try to find ways to have fun, though. Like, it's baseball at the end of the day. Like, Like, we got to really put that in perspective that we love them. We love this team. But at the end of the day, it is baseball. So let's go ahead and just try to see how we can have some pockets of fun, because maybe you never know that shit will turn around. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
I understand, Alfred. It ain't fun when you're losing, but sometimes you got to find the silver lining somewhere.
Yeah.
And, when you're winning, everything's great, but you still need to figure it out. Before we get out of here, you know what we do on Wednesdays?
Oh, yeah.
You know what we do on Wednesdays? I tried to be nice about this. I don't like to necessarily be this doom and gloom person, but I'm sorry. We have to go into our spaceship. We got to figure out who's getting fitted. Mets mission to Mars. Okay. This is how we end the show every week. And who do I have on my list this week? Man, there's a couple. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not just one or two. There's a couple of people on their mission to Mars. Let's go ahead and have the first person on the list. Jared Young, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I'm sorry you got to be here. Look, you've had a very good season so far, but it is 20 at-bats. Okay, it's 20 at-bats, and I'm not going to look at you like you're some Craig Biggio, you're Barry Bonds, or Jeff Kent. That's not who you are. Okay, so when you come back, if you got a spot in this team, cool. But for right now, you can be able to go deal with the Red Rocks for the time being. You, sir, can be able to figure it out, how you can be able to, get back to Earth, But right now, you're on Mars. The next guy, this guy may not come back. I'm not going to lie to you right now. You playing first base. You're playing a decent first base, but can you get a hit? Since the damn Giant series, the man hasn't gotten a hit. Let's just think about this. Mark Vientos, the picture says it all, right? The man is frustrated. I understand. We are frustrated watching you. We are frustrated watching you not be able to take great at bats, just look confused, just look all crazy. I am done with Mark Vientos. I'm saying it right now. I'm done. I was done with him in the winter. I was done with him in the spring. I am officially done with Mark Vientos. I don't want to see him anymore. Okay? So you take that 27, you put it on that nice astronaut suit back there. You let him know exactly where you want to go. You put your Mets patch on the side of it, and you say goodbye to the Mets, because that's where they need to take you. They need to take you to Red Rocks, and you need to go out there. So Mark Vientos, mission to Mars, you need to go. The next person that is fitting his suit for Mars, David Stearns. David Stearns, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I'm sorry. But There's certain moves that you have made on this team that have scratched. I'm scratching my head. I don't understand it. We should have got more big bats. Okay, this rotation that you got. I don't understand it. Okay, we needed somebody else. Give me another superstar pitcher. Maybe then we wouldn't have these mistakes. You're the one that hired Carlos Mendoza. We could have got somebody else because I don't forget who your first choice was. It was Craig Counsell. It wasn't Carlos Mendoza. So you went for the other person. You went for the number 2. Craig Counsell was the person that you wanted. We know that you didn't want Carlos Mendoza. We understand that. So listen. He chose Mendoza because Mendoza was easy. Okay, that's like when you're going out there with a girl that you can't get. You're gonna go through your Rolodex and you're gonna be like, all right, cool. It's a Tuesday night. I'm gonna see who I can be able to get to come over and Netflix and chill. And the one that always answers the phone, that's the one you're gonna call. That's That's who Carlos Mendoza is. He was the desperate guy. All right, that's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
You, sir. You're on watch. You're on watch. If the team goes another 2 months without playing well, you are going to be on Mars. There's no way I can see Steve Cohen keeping you. There's no way. You and Carlos Mendoza are going to be up there. The next one and the last one, and I'm sorry for this because I love him. Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen, listen. I understand that you mean well, but sometimes you need to sit your old ass down. Sit your old ass down, put the phone down, and just be a fan. Just disappear for a while. Sometimes when things are not going well, you don't necessarily want to be in the public eye. You just want to disappear. Go to your Los Angeles home and stay there. Go to the home in Florida. Just lay low, okay? Lay low until things get well again. People are happy. People are happy to see you. They're not talking about, oh, screw your casino. We don't want it. When we are winning, nobody's going to care about the casino. Nobody's going to talk about it. Nobody's even going to mention it. So you need to make sure that you just stay low for as long as you can. All right? No more tweets. No more positive messages. Just shut the hell up. We love you, but you need to go sleep. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So those are the people that have their mission tomorrows. I hope that it turns around. All right. I hope that we get positive vibes from this team. The only person that I don't want coming back from their mission to Mars is Mark Vientos. He needs to stay. Okay, he needs to stay out there because I'm done with him. I think that Mark Vientos is what he is. He's not going to get any better than what he is. I'm sorry. He may end up being a superstar. He ain't going to be a superstar here. Okay? There's more put out. Give me AJ Ewing. Give me Nick Morabito. Give me all of those kids that are down there. They're better than Mark Vientos right now. That's all I'm saying. So, final thoughts, my team.
My final thoughts are, I think it is so goddamn hilarious that you spent the last part of that show talking about how we have to have fun and be more positive, and then you just sent like 8 people to Mars. I think that is the pinnacle of funny. That is so hilarious. Again, I will say it until I can't say it anymore. It is still really early. This team still has a lot of time on its hands. The season is still very young. The Mets stink right now, but that doesn't mean they're going to stink forever. And Metropolitan Report, I don't know what you and Barry have been talking about off air. I will say I know Barry's been real hard on David Stearns, at least in the offseason. I thought he wanted him fired then. So that him being on the mission to Mars is not a shock to me.
That's absolutely not.
I will say he's not penny pinching right now. He's spending a lot of money. And I think as far as like consistent playoff contenders and winners, I think the Brewers have had a lot more of it than we have.
Oh, yeah.
In our life. So let's let David Stearns cook a little and see if we can right the ship
Armand,
here a little bit.
I don't know if you missed the show, but I sent him to Mars already. He's already there.
Yeah.
His bags is packed. His bags are packed.
It just takes a little while.
It's crazy, too. Have you noticed the trend, guys? Whenever somebody gets their mission to Mars, it's worked out. Like I sent Love Lady to Mars, DFA. Right? I sent Luis Garcia to Mars, DFA. So I'm telling you, there's something to this. If you guys are hearing me, Mark Vientos, I just sent you this. So if you can be able to figure it out, but if you don't figure it out, you are going to be on Artemis. I'm telling you right now. That's where you're going. I'm done. I have nothing else to say. Thank you guys for.
Nicole didn't get her last words.
Yeah, go ahead, please, Nicole.
I mean, not too many more games on the road, and they're going to come home to Citi Field soon, and the weather's definitely warming up. So hopefully that kind of changes the mood in the clubhouse, and, you know, playing in front of the home fans, and, you know, there's some good vibes there, hopefully, from the fans on their way back, even though I'm not really expecting it in the first game back, but hopefully they can turn around and win some games, and then, you know, the fans will be happy and joyous again and not crying and depressed. So, you know, that's all I got for this week.
Very well said. I'm just going to say this. It's early, but April 30th, I will be in Citi Field. They're going against the Nationals. They better win that game.
Oh, yeah.
All right. If they are down bad by the time that the Nationals come to town, I don't think that I'm going to have such patience. I don't think so. All right. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Oh, I'll be at that game as well. Armand, listen, man, if you're going to be at that game, man, hit me up. Hit me up and we could definitely link. Anybody who's going to be at the games, like when we're going to be doing games together very, very soon. We're going to start coordinating that. So we'll go ahead and put that out there for you guys. If you guys want to meet up with us, hang out, man, we would love to see you hang out, talk some baseball, kick the shit. So thank you for everybody that's in here. Love you guys. Love my co-host. It's been a very, very good show. I disappeared for like, what was it, 10 minutes? Disappeared for like 10 minutes. But yeah, you know, shouts to you guys. Shouts to the chat, and we'll be back next week. You know, we'll see. We'll do one of those series closers, depending on how the schedule pans out.
Yeah. We all got lives outside of this, and we'll provide the content as much as we can.
Absolutely. So until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.